birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Yes, happy early birthday. And you keep talking about your birthday. We like that kind of stuff on camera, so it's all good. More than welcome to, especially if you give out your social security number, we would be even more grateful.
Nice try, homie.
Yes, we certainly would. Yes, happy early birthday. I would not multitask today, Deanna, especially you, because I know you need to call and all that stuff. I would not use me, Grace, as a reason to multitask. In fact, the only two people that have my permission to multitask are, or maybe three people, because Sandra should be at work, or she is at work, and Adonia's en route to work. Other than that, and Otis, I believe, is at work in the office somewhere or something. Other than that, I wouldn't multitask. Frida, get here as fast as you can and cut your camera on. Because I have to talk to you about, well, after you get dressed, you know, get off the toilet. You understand? Bitcoin, S&P, lies, news, and the real solution. I had one of my favorite college professors. I was a freshman or sophomore in college at the time. And I had to go take government. And at the time, I was into government, but not into government. I was only in the government because I'm not going to let you lie to me or even talk to me without verifying what the hell you're talking about. So just by nature, I was already in the government. But this professor made me addicted to government and politics. Because what he would do is obviously a traditional semester is 16 weeks long, which means that you have to have in your agenda for the 16 weeks way before the 16 weeks. Yet, Phil, politics are so volatile. I'm talking about crypto being volatile. Go to politics. That's even more volatile, that's for sure. Politics is so volatile. We had a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. He would come in and shift his agenda and talk about what just happened 3 hours ago, 2 hours ago, 12 hours ago, etc. And he ended up being my favorite class, and I hated it was just 50 minutes because I got to learn about what was happening in the real world plus the big picture as well, all in real time. Fantastic. Go ahead, Phil.
I learned how to raise my hand this weekend. How fun is that? Poly means many, and ticks are bloodsuckers.
And there we go. That is an accurate description of politics as far as I am concerned. Many bloodsuckers is what we have. The idea here is I want to do the same thing. I want to bite off, is what we used to say back in the 80s and 90s. You bit off me. Stop biting me. You know, that means stop copying me. Yeah, anyway, I want to still appropriately from my professor do the same thing. Right now, you are in an S&P stock market, world economy, global correction. I want to call it a recession. I've been calling it a recession, but I'll just let y'all have y'all way. As well as a crypto correction. I want to call it a recession, but I'm gonna let y'all have your way. We'll let you have your way. We'll let you have your way. And the pundits, let me define what I mean by pundits. The people in charge of making money off of you. Pundits has a different definition, but that's how I'm using pundits in this sentence. So when the scholars come back 200 years from now and translate my Zoom video, I'm giving you the translation of pundit as I am using it, are going to tell you that the S&P and the Bitcoin, or excuse me, S&P 500, which I'll get to that in a second, and the Bitcoin are correlated, and that there is a correction or there's not. This depends on which side of the aisle you're on. And you're going to have very smart people who are very good at finance want the new thing to behave like the old thing, which is going to call for tons of regulation. They're going to say, we love crypto and the idea of crypto, but it's time to regulate it. And they're going to use Bitcoin as the red herring for regulation of cryptocurrency. And I haven't given you anything. Oh, Talisha's at work too. Yes. I haven't given you anything of an opinion yet. And I'm not going to have any opinion maybe until about 30 minutes from now. So I'm going to change today into more presentation mode. And I want to tell you that I've pulled the data, and it was hard as hell, over the last 5 years of crypto, Bitcoin specifically, just Bitcoin. And I pulled the data of S&P 500. It was very hard because I suck at numbers, not what you call numbers outside of Mac. Excel. So I suck at Excel. So it took me a lot longer than what I would appreciate. And then I went back to 2012. You have to remember that, or 2008, excuse me, because Bitcoin grew out of the recession of 2008. It was birthed out of the recession of 2008. So Bitcoin has never experienced what you would call a bear market. So I'm going to change the word bear to down for those of you who may not understand that. Sometimes it even confuses me. You have bear and bull. We're going to say up and down market for the simplicity of the collection of this audience. S&P, it simply means, forget the definition and all the acronym. It means here are the top 500 performing stocks as it relates to companies in the world. Everybody follow that so far? Top 500. Okay, Kia. Top 500 as it relates to stocks in the world. I'm saying as it relates to stocks because I know your company is better than everybody's company, but it's not on the stock market. You know, so I gotta, it's not on the stock market. I know your company's the best. I know Spontaneous Queens is killing it, but it ain't on the stock market. Therefore, as it relates to stocks, 500. And it's a great indicator of how the American economy is doing, in addition to how the world economy will do. It's in fact, forget a great indicator. It has to be the best indicator as far as my opinion goes. And I don't even think that's an opinion. I think that's more history as of this point. Also, it's in one hell of a major correction going on right now. I am not saying the S&P is stock market, but I am saying in results of this conversation, we're going to compare the S&P and the Bitcoin. And I would like to tell you that they are not correlated. Nothing in my body would love for me to say, don't think they're correlated. The people are lying to you. Stop. The truth is that's not true. As I would love to tell you, Jerome, that they're not correlated. It's not true, though. Will they stay correlated? Opinion inserted here. I don't think so. However, we got a lot to talk about. Let me simplify all of this. What is correlation? It means two things are mutually tied together, affected, or something of that manner. You can understand correlation when it comes to Christianity or spirituality. Actually, not in Islam, but Christianity. Because Christians there's a very different view of sin when it comes to Christianity. And you can understand this with the improper correlation that you have put on sin. Or no, well, not sin. You put a proper correlation in Christianity on sin, an improper correlation of what's happening to you. I'll explain so everybody can be on the same page. Your Bible if you're Christian, so I'm using Bible, Old Testament, New Testament, Torah, New Testament, says sin, something bad happens. Nobody should disagree with that if you're a Christian. Is anybody upset with that? Nobody. You can't be. You need to throw your Bible away. That's it. It don't just like I don't need to. You don't need to interpret that. It says it. It says it explicitly, like out of the text, exegetically out of the text again in a different way. That's a correlation. It says one for one, sin gets something bad. Sin gets something bad. I use that a lot, not in the case of sin, but when I say check your harvest. You planted something bad, look at what you got. Planted something bad, look at what you got. I also don't ever do the improper correlation, and that improper correlation is Jerome, is meaning something bad, you must have sinned. Something bad, you must have sinned. That's an improper correlation. Bad things in your life are not mutually tied to and affected by your spiritual or mental behavior. I really need somebody to receive that for two reasons. One, because you give me so much grief thinking your life is bad because you're going through something bad. Two, because I need to move on in this very complex conversation that we are having. And I promise you, if you don't understand, because I'm really only having a conversation that Phil and Anthony Lucas understands. Nobody else really understands what I'm talking about at this point. So, Otis, I keep getting Otis is here. Right? You said that's about it. So I get it, but I promise you it will get simpler every transitional statement that I do. The correlation. Yes, go ahead.
Man, let me tell you something. You starting off, man. You starting already. I'm at the car dealership. You starting already. Listen, when I got into that car accident and I became paralyzed, people said I must have sinned. He must have went back and did them threesomes again. He must have went back. Lord Jesus. People
that's all right.
Terminology.
It's an improper correlation. I want y'all to think, if you do something bad, will bad happen? Of course, that's a proper correlation. If you do something good, will good happen? Of course, that's a proper correlation. But to look at, oh man, I'm not where I want to be, I must have sinned. That's an improper correlation. There's a whole book in your Christian Bible that most scholars believe is the first book that was actually completed, is the book of Job. You may know that's the book of Job, that literally tries to break this down because Job had three best friends, Bildad, Eliphaz, and Zophar, who tried to do this to Job. Just so we're clear, just so that's not really Christianity, that's more Torah. That's my Torah scholarship coming out, but still, since you put it together, there you go. You cannot say, oh ye Christians, that because my life is bad, I am bad. And y'all do that way too much. In fact, to push it further, the people who suffer from it the worst are Christians because of your view of sin. It's what it is. Your view of sin, unproperly educated, creates this unintended side effect. It just is what it is. You're the only people between Jews and no. Jews are they're outside of this due to your view of heaven. Due to your view of heaven, this Jews are not really worried about getting to heaven. That's a Christian thing. Through your view of heaven, this is how you think, has an unintended side effect. I say all that because I wanted you all to understand the complex thing I'm about to say. The correlation of the S&P 500 and the correlation of Bitcoin, which is 100, well, not 100%, maybe 91% correlated, which is scary as hell, shouldn't be, is an unintended side effect. Allow me to explain. This is 100% facts. The same people who invest in the S&P 500 are the same people who invest in Bitcoin. One, the same humans on planet Earth that are investors are the same humans that invest in S&P 500 and invest in Bitcoin. What are you saying, Antonio? Bitcoin and stocks, but in this case specifically, the S&P 500 have the same two drivers: fear and greed. I'm doing a really good job right now. Y'all have no idea how I'm doing a really good job. You have no idea. Fear and greed. And what you see is fear and greed happening, but it's happening and we're finding out something very, very good. And you stock experts will definitely, now if you have a 401k, that doesn't make you a stock expert. If your 401k is $3 million, it'll make you a stock expert. It makes you an expert at having a job and giving your money without, with one-time permission to some fund or to the government. A stock expert is someone who takes their after-tax dollars in many cases, because it could be pre-tax dollars too, and you genuinely on your own do it. And you do it, and you do it often, right? And whatever the often may be to you as an expert. Fear, greed. Pay very close attention to my next statements. There's only three possibilities that could possibly happen. S&P and Bitcoin are either correlated, which is a very bad thing, which has my brain hurting this morning because right now they are, or they're uncorrelated, which can be a good thing, or they have no relation, which is even better. No relation would be even better. Unfortunately, no relation is obviously not true. How can I be Mr. Check Your Harvest when I can look out and check the harvest? They're obviously connected. But when you run the numbers in the data, you'll see to a tune of about 89 and 91% when you track the range. When you take 5 days of S&P, because it's only traded 5 days, and when you take 7 days and take off 7 to 2 days, because Bitcoin is traded 7 days a week, like foreign exchange, or Forex is the way y'all would know it. Y'all only know Forex because somebody monetized a software, but it's foreign exchange. Foreign exchange. And when you take the ranges and the max and the mids each 5 days, and the max and the mids each 5 days of Bitcoin, you would see it's about 90% correlated. Is it supposed to be? No. That's why you got so many problems. Should it be? Hell no. That's why we wouldn't have any problems. Is it now? Yes. So what do we do about it? Well, I'll get to the real solutions here in a second. Pay very, very, very close attention. Bitcoin, hold on, real quick, Grace.
Okay.
Bitcoin, as it stands right now, cannot be an insurance policy for S&P. There's no way around it. Let me say it this way. And if you were 70 years old investing and you went to a third party, they would tell you, well, Antonio, you're 70, you have this goal. We're going to put you 70% bonds, 30% stocks. This isn't even true. However, well, that's true. But the goal between stocks and bonds is to say they're not correlated, which no longer is true, whether you like it or not. It's no longer true. It's not even close to true. The idea here, get ready, Grace. The idea is when the stocks, which is your money maker, go down or stop making money, your over the long term gains will be stabilized due to the fact that your bonds are not correlated with, your bonds are not affected with your stocks. It means that when stocks go down, bonds are supposed to stay the same, or in most cases go, most theoretical cases go up. That used to be the case. That is no longer the case. That is no longer the case. And I don't have time to explain to you why it's no longer the case. And this talk isn't about that, but I want you to understand, ooh, I'm in stocks. What should be my insurance policy? Bonds. And if you, listen to me, if you try right now to use Bitcoin as the bonds of your investment, you're going to pay. Somebody needs to tell you, because I can see people out there attempting to do this. And trust me, everything I'm saying, I hate, because I am a fanatic for cryptocurrency. And literally, I'm saying nearly, if I'm on a 0 scale, 7 is acidic and -7 is alkaline. I'm at like, oh no, the other way around. 7, yeah, I'm right. Anyway, I'm at like negative. I'm +3 right now. I'm a bit acidic right now, like +3. I'm not water. I'm not coffee. I'm something like soda, carbonated water. I burn your throat right now. I am burning throat of cryptocurrency at this moment. Am I still in crypto? Yes. Will I be in crypto forever? Absolutely. Until the government fades away. You can only lose money when you sell anyway. And this isn't about the crypto talk. This is about what you're being told and how I have to be the teller of other truths so you can calm yourselves down. 1 minute, Grace, because I had to say this so you can do this here. In conclusion to this one little point, and I have like 12 more left. In great conclusion, in simplicity, because somebody's going, I understand the words you said, Antonio. I got you.
You better get out of my head. You keep going. Keep going.
Okay. I got you for sure. What I'm saying is the S&P is heavily regulated, but humans are in it. And cryptocurrency, in this case, Bitcoin, because nothing else really matters right now, is not regulated at all. And humans are in it. And with all the regulation, you have volatility with the S&P always. With Bitcoin, you have volatility because it's unregulated always. When Amazon first came out 17 years ago or whatever it was, it corrected itself to the tune of 32 to 43% every year for like 12 years. The Amazon stock was extremely unstable for 12 years. Anything new will always be unstable. Point ensues right here. But they are going to use this, listen to me, to push stablecoin at you or digital currencies backed by the government at you. And both are toxic. The point, the real agenda for stablecoins, and I promise you somebody's going to do an interview on this at some point. The real purpose of a stablecoin, regardless of what they say, is to make the US dollar traded throughout 100% of the world like oil and gold. Is that a problem? Mm-hmm. Just depending on what country you are. Am I saying it's a problem? No. But then I got to tell you in your face, Phil, Anthony, who's controlling the US dollar. I made a strong point and also a cliffhanger because Grace has a question. I'm so sorry for the cliffhanger. Come on, Grace.
Earlier, you said there were 3 possibilities about the S&P and Bitcoin.
Correlated.
Okay.
Okay, correlated
Mm-hmm.
or not correlated, or it's an irrelevant conversation. It has nothing to do with anything.
Okay.
Let me give you that. Let me break down correlation real quick. You're on this Zoom call. So your correlation, if it's -1, that means it's not correlated.
Antonio,
Yes, sir.
I think with every sentence, you're just making everything clearer, but in a more complex way. So would you like me to simplify this in terms of jobs? I think that would be a very easy to understand analogy. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys, listen. Assume that you have like 2 or 3 options. You're going to college for 2 or 3 degrees, okay? You're like, I'll be an engineer because everyone's applying to be a doctor. So there's scarcity of engineers. I'll be an engineer. I'll go to uni for engineering. You go there, but then everyone else also thinks the same, right? and everyone else goes for engineering as well. Now what happens is there's a scarcity of doctors, they're getting paid higher, too many engineers, they're not getting paid. So this happens in seasons. Let's suppose, okay, this is just an example. So in one season, everyone is an engineer. In another season, everyone is a doctor, right? So you as a parent now have kids and you're like, where should they go? What job should they do? And an investment advisor comes to you and he says, well, you know, when one is not earning, the other is earning. When the other is not earning, the first is earning. Make one kid an engineer, one kid a doctor. So no matter the season, you still get something from your kids, right? Now your kids are Bitcoin and stocks. In one season, Bitcoin earns, in one season, stocks earn. That's how it used to be. So the investment advisors will like diversify because in one season, one is earning, in one season, another is earning. So let's put 50% here, 50% there, or whatever. Now imagine, back to our jobs analogy, imagine so many immigrants have immigrated to your state. Let's not make it about countries. From a different state, from a poorer state, have immigrated to your state and are willing to do both the engineering work and the medical work for 50% less. What happens? Instantly, the wages in both are cut 50%. So now, what Antonio is saying, you cannot say that just because 50% is here, 50% is there, I'm safe. No, because both are being affected by a factor that's different. It's not just seasons of life, seasons and trends of trade. It's something external that is affecting both the things equally, at least for now. Diversification between these two is no diversification at all. Like it wouldn't matter if both your kids were engineers. It wouldn't matter if both your kids were doctors because they're getting their wages cut the same way because a class of immigrants is here that is willing to do it for 50% less, theoretical immigrants. So similarly, in the Bitcoin and the stock market, now there's a class of more cash-rich people who are willing to take the risks more cheaply, was here because they had a new flood of cash. And because of it, now there's this correction that is affecting both the stocks and Bitcoin equally. It's one of the factors, but it's one that's closest to the analogy. So it does not matter that you're 50% here, 50% there, both are being affected. In the jobs analogy, what would happen is the government would take this opportunity to push government benefits on you. And Antonio would be like, well, that is toxic unless you really can make sure it can unpack what is coming with it. And here he's saying that you just have to remember, no matter the crisis, no matter what's going on, politicians will find a way to use it to their advantage. In the case of loss of jobs and automation and all that, it's always handouts with like hidden legislation that takes power away from you. And in case of the anything related to crypto, he's saying it's going to be pushing stable coin, which is just code for a better way, a roundabout way to use dollars.
Exactly. And add regulations. Very good, much needed layman terms explanation there. Pay close attention. Someone's going to ask, Antonio, so which one performs better, Bitcoin or the S&P? Well, the last 5 years, Bitcoin has totally performed better than the S&P to the tune of 53%. Over the last 12 years since Bitcoin's existence, the S&P has totally outperformed the Bitcoin by the tune of about 73%. Either way, there's no real way to look at it. I'm not done. And there's at no point, Jerome, can you have any answers. It's not going to happen. And as smart as Phil is, as smart as Anthony is, and Ibrahim, nobody has any answers. Why? because we need to get on the other side of this recession or whatever they want to propaganda it as to figure out the answers. And we're not even going to be able to figure it out until 10 years on the other side of it until the next one comes. It's just the way it is. My friends, you are living history right now, and it's an incredible time to be alive. They're going to study us. You are the people in the Old Testament or the people in the Quran that you're studying, and they go, man, why did they do that? It was obvious. No, it wasn't. It wasn't obvious. It wasn't obvious because you were in it. It's only obvious now because you got 2,000 years behind it for you to figure out what's going on. Go ahead, Phil. I'm not used to this raising hand, Phil. You just blurt in there.
I didn't come into that. Learn something new every day.
I know, right?
When we talk about sin, isn't there gradients of sin? Sin is an archery term, meaning miss the mark. So if I miss the mark shooting at a target, that's bad, but how bad is this? But I missed the mark shooting at a saber-toothed tiger that's coming after me, that's bad. So are there gradients of sins?
What a great question. And the answer is yes and no. The answer is yes. The answer is also no. And I have to say it this way, due to Christ Jesus, right? That's what they're gonna hit me with, right? And Christ Jesus eliminates that, and everyone is equal at the foot of the cross. However, to Phil's point, let's take the word sin out, keep those gradients, that levels is what he's saying. Isn't there levels? That's not what gradients means, a little something stronger than levels, but let's just say it as levels. Is there levels to sin? Let's take the word sin out and go, is there levels to the result of sin? Hell yes. Okay, let's just add that one word in there, and then it makes sense to everybody, and I don't have to get caught up in the Jesus thing for a second. Because if I go out and catch facial herpes, we're going to say the result of that is a tad bit differently than me snorting some cocaine and burning some nose hairs and recovering within 7 days. Different levels of the results of this. This is different because you can't see my snorting of the cocaine. And my nose hairs, you shouldn't be looking up there. Anyway.
Hangover versus alcohol poisoning.
Alcohol poisoning. Right? You know, there's different results to this thing going on. Absolutely. So yes. And Phil is wise enough to put that, in this financial conversation because it's different results happening here. You cannot use S&P as an insurance policy, and you can't use Bitcoin as an insurance policy, and you can't use bonds as an insurance policy. I said I have an opinion in 30 minutes. I actually interjected one when I said I don't think so, but here's my opinion. I said I was gonna do it in 30 minutes because I knew I know how much I had to break down. Here's my opinion. Let me reset it back up again. If you cannot use stocks as an insurance policy, and you can't use bonds as an insurance policy, which for years have been the only insurance policy, and you can't use Bitcoin as an insurance policy, then what can you do? And someone's going to say real estate, but you can't even get in real estate because you don't have enough money. So if you can't use real estate as an insurance policy, which is the best insurance policy, there's no doubt about it. And if you can't use stock as an insurance policy, you can't use Bitcoin as an insurance policy, you can't use bonds as an insurance policy, Antonio, stop being the preacher of doom and tell us, please. And my opinion goes as follows. Stop listening to everybody and be faithful over the few. That's my real solution. If you look at the title, it says Bitcoin, S&P, lies, news, and the real solution. And the real solution, Grace, is y'all need to learn how to be faithful over what you have and multiply that. It's the only insurance policy. There is no other insurance policy. The government has let you down every step of the way. And now they're doing their fancy little tricks to jump inside of what was supposed to deregulate money, government money. And they're trying to regulate that because they can't stop it. Hear me very well. You can only do what you got, don't you? And it's time to be faithful to what you got and learn how to multiply that. That's your only insurance policy. When you do that, the world of infinity will open up for you. You don't have to like what I'm saying, and that's the boring route. And nobody wants to hear that no matter how terrible your life is, God has given you every single thing you need to get to the next level right now. Nobody wants to hear that. But it's still the truth. So if you only have $15, it's time for you to get it to 20. If all you know how to do is speak, it's time to show up on Tuesdays, let Phil and Susan connote you, and work on your speaking. If all you know how to do is sell cars, well, you know what? Time to get with Ken. Because as I see it, when I've talked to many of you this weekend, and every person I've talked to this weekend, including you, Grace, gave me a headache. Listen, y'all are not being faithful to what's in front of you, and you're paying for it. You can't trust ATS. You can't trust the last 39 minutes of me talking. You cannot trust the news, the stocks, or whatever. What you can trust is, here's the only banana I got. I can eat it or find a way to multiply it. It's the only thing you can do. What would Antonio do? I'll sell it. Get 2 bananas. If plant one, eat the other way. Go ahead, Phil. Oh, yeah, you just said.
In addition to faithful, you need to be grateful.
Oh yeah. That's your fertilizer right there. Ain't it? Well, there's 2 fertilizers: grateful and ungratefulness. You know, they're both equally, fertile. One pop out something on the other. That's for sure. I want you to pay attention. If you work from home, get your butt up, go to Starbucks. Because just like me, didn't play your game all day. Whatever play your game all day means. Whatever it means. It ain't game for you. It's watch the news, it's surf the internet, whatever you're doing, you won't do it at Starbucks or whatever the equivalent of Starbucks is in your country. You won't. You can't. You cannot. So I'm going to recap the whole 41 minutes. Oh, okay. All right. You have to send me a nice positive message. I want to recap the 41 minutes in 2. Yolanda, what am I saying? You're screwed. Two minutes over. Congratulations. What's your solution? You can't be screwed if you're a good steward over what you have. And I know that sounds esoteric. It's not. It's not my attempt here on something. Excuse me. I saw it break up on me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it. Oh, I'm not on my Wi-Fi. Hold on. That's why. Yeah. All right. It might break up a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
hear you.
I was not on the strong Wi-Fi. I was on some random Xfinity Wi-Fi. There you go. I'm telling you, not metaphysically, it just means real things that physics can explain. It's basically what that means. Or at least potentially real things physics can explain. I'm telling you, Yolanda, you got $43.47. What you gonna do with it? It's that simple. Now, you know, somebody has to jump in your face and say, have you put 10% aside like Antonio told you already? Some of you have, some of you are still guilty. Because nobody is coming to save you. Not even God. God loves you so much. I'm not saying God don't exist. I'm not saying God's mean. I'm saying God loved Jerome so much. God said, Jerome, all right, I'm waiting on you to do what I taught you. I gave you all these teachers, a whole book. When you gonna take responsibility for you? If you fail, I'm gonna carry you. If you win, I'm gonna carry you. But I'm waiting on what you going to do, Jerome. I've given you the key. I've cleared the way. I've set the path. Every crooked place has been made straight. Every high place low. Every low place high.
You shut up.
What, sir?
I am only telling y'all what y'all sacred text actually says. Stop using God as an excuse to get you out this situation. Your turn. And somebody needs to hear that. Your turn. God is not going to pay your rent. God ain't going to criminal court with you, or for you. With you, yes. For you, no. No, there would be no representation. Like, you're not going to be removed from your situation and God shows up looking like you and giving all those right answers. No, those right answers will come out of your throat, your heart at that time. You are being used, and the only thing you can do, Otis, is look in your account and say, Antonio is on my blank about multiplying this. Let me go multiply. And the moment you run into it, but I don't know what to do, right there is what the universe wants you to learn. Oh, see, y'all problem is, and Phil hit the nail on the head. Sin is missing the mark. Phil is saying, you ain't got no target. And even if you do have a target, you missing marks on targets that are killing you. Old saber-tooth target that you wasn't ready for because you didn't know what to do. You can't know what to do until you walk into, I don't know what to do. Y'all want these answers to just Mary Poppins themselves to you. Just float on an umbrella and just come down with Disney songs. No. You have to. Antonio said, multiply my money. And I want you to genuinely make a real attempt today to multiply your money. Let me give you the percentage, and I'm gonna even teach you how to do it. You're gonna multiply money today by 10%. And it's extremely reasonable. Don't multiply your money by 100%. Some of you can, but that's unreasonable returns. What's the point of me taking you through Richest Man in Babylon, the first book, if I'm gonna tell you to double your money every day? I'm telling you, if you only have $1, try to get 10 cents. I'm not telling you to go get $2. That's 100% return. Pastor, I'm telling you, if you got 17 members, don't set a goal for 34 members by the end of the year. That's 100% return on members. It's too hard. If you don't get that, imagine having 50,000 members and growing to 100,000. It's too hard. Don't do that. I'm saying do 10%. That's what I want you to do. I want you to do 10%. What you do is you take whatever your money is You're going to put in your calculator. Grace, show them what 10% looks like. Show them on the screen. You're going to take what your money is. You're going to do 10%. And all it is, I don't even want you to put the whole number there. I want you to see what you have to make. Grace, I got $43.73. Can you please tell? Now I want you to narrate what you're doing because people don't even know how to do this, Grace.
Okay. To find what 10% of $43.73 is, percent means out of 100. So you're not multiplying it by 10. It's 10 out of 100. So fraction wise, 10 over 100 equals 1/10. 1/10 as a decimal equals 0.1. So I'm going to multiply $43.73 by 10%, which is 0.1, $4.37.
There you go. I'm telling you, Antonio, you need $4.73. If you want an easier way without using a calculator, just move a zero. Just move 1 0. If I got $100, right, you're right, Grace. To
the left.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. That direction is very important. Because if you move 0 the other way, well, you're going to be very mad at me. You did my math wrong. I haven't grew too fully. Anyway, here's what I want you to do. Easy. It's time for you to be faithful. Why? Because every news channel is going to lie to you. Everybody has an agenda, including myself. But you are the only one serving your dreams and your reality. And nobody can change that. Go ahead, Phil.
If you go to YouTube and put in The Richest Man in Babylon, there's 4 hours, 53 minutes and 40 seconds of it. So you can listen to it on YouTube for free. And there's 3 choices you can pick from. Please
go do that. Please do not force your money, your gold, to unreasonable returns. 10% is extremely reasonable. $4.73. Why am I telling you this? Because the news is going to lie to you. They're going to lie to you. They already lied to you. The S&P is going to lie to you because you don't know how to read the data. Bitcoin is going to lie to you. Here's what I know for sure. I know humans. Here's what's going to happen. S&P will fall even more. It will. You're not done seeing this fall. Can I push it further? There are 1 or 2 companies, typically one major company. It's going to be major on the crypto side. It's already happened on crypto as far as I'm concerned. And on the stock side. So let me say crypto side and money side. Okay, and I want to say that. And I don't want to mean to say crypto's not money, but it's easy to understand that. Crypto side, money side, on both sides, somebody got to go to zero. It's historical. It's what has to happen. And I'm not begging for it to happen, but it has to happen. There needs to be an Enron. Somebody has over leveraged themselves. You just saw it in the pandemic. Somebody has over leveraged themselves, and they're swimming in the water as a $1 billion company. They're swimming in the water as a billionaire, and they've been fronting this whole time. And after the tsunami, you're going to see who's left swimming. Somebody is going to zero out. In this case, on the crypto side, Terra has zeroed out twice. I couldn't fathom it the first time. I can't possibly understand Terra 2.0 bottoming out the second time. It's even weirder than the first, but it happened. Go ahead, Phil.
Would you think one of those things would be an insurance company? Because I've been just thinking about all the claims they have. Could the actuaries really have figured out the risk factor to make the insurance company solve it?
Absolutely.
Because when you think of the fires and everything else that's going on and the hurricanes and the thing, when you think of that, you think, did they protect themselves enough?
No, couldn't have. I seriously doubt that they could have. No. And not only is it going to be insurance company, you can even broaden that to student loans in companies, as they are cousins of the insurance company's ways. They're cousins of the ways, not actuality, but the ways. Predatory lending to people who can't afford. Period. Here's what I know. I think Phil's absolutely right. Insurance companies, out of there. I know this for sure. I know the strong will continue to survive, as Darwin says. I'm not talking about Darwinism. I'm talking about when it comes to stocks. I know S&P and Bitcoin are going to correct themselves and go up. You know why? Because I know there's always a 10% of me in there. I know human behavior. There's somebody like me who leverage smartly and don't care nothing about what's going on right now. Because I didn't plan on selling until 2030 something. It didn't bother me one bit. I expected all this to happen. It's always somebody like me in there. Go ahead, Phil. Come on.
Jack Welch said, during uncertain times, you weed out the weak players and the strong ones widen the gap.
That's it.
So the message is get strong. Get strong mentally, get strong spiritually, get strong financially, get strong in your relationships. And if you're doing anything that makes you weak, stop
it. Please stop it. You, my friends, must stay faithful to you. Do I want all of you in real estate? Sure, I do. It's why do you think I have a strong emphasis on hard money lending or becoming banks in areas that easier to understand, and real estate, because I see what's coming. And I promise you, if you ask Adonia 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I have no idea. I was coaching Adonia and I told Adonia, get ready. I did. I told Adonia on every Monday morning, it's getting worse. It is getting worse. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. Hedge yourself. Make sure you do not have to suffer in that manner. My friends, I thought long and hard, Jerome. This is the honest to God truth. I'm going to tell you what made me talk about this. Friday, I felt like Source. Well, I don't know. I just had this feeling. I said, you know what I should do? I should close out the morning call. Stop streaming on YouTube. Not that y'all did anything wrong. And I should say, everybody here, we're going to do, if you're worthy, and by worthy, I mean your character, nothing else. You can control that, right? You can control your character. See what I'm saying? Some of y'all with, damn it. Right? You can control your character. You can control your character. I ain't asking about your money. You can control your character. I want to for 72 hours. I said to myself, man, they really enjoyed Friday. And I was high after Melissa. If y'all wouldn't hear Friday, go watch the replay. It was incredible. It was incredible. I had my real estate agent come on, impromptu. And I said, man, they love that. I should shut it down and just keep it between us and have these people just do group economics, because Melissa told y'all I introduced group economics to her, and it's the first time she had heard it. She's got a master's degree. She's like 2 years away from a doctorate in student loans, which is crazy. And she's 5 years older than me. She's 5 years older than me. She was hearing about group economics at 40 for the first time. It's crazy. And I said to myself, I think it might be time to shut it down. Keep doing it, but just in a closed group, and have everybody pool their resources. So all of us, or all of them, can protect each other. That's what I said. After 72 hours, after 72 hours, I said to myself, they're not going to do it. But I've done this before. It failed every time. I kid you not. I'm telling you what I said. It failed every time because I know humans. And humans act the same way every time, no matter what. And the more religious a human is, the harder they are.
Oh no.
That's a fact. Go ahead, though. You can say what you was going to say. Oh. The more religious a human is, the harder you are to work together. Because I'm not saying religion is a problem. That us versus them is the problem. That's the problem. That there's an outside and there's an inside, and you're the special chosen people that only know the truth. That thing there, that's a killer of group economics. It's a major killer because there is no us, there is no them, there is no outside. It's just one. But you can't tell folk that. I can tell our shit, you're one with God. She's like, yeah, of course I am. And you also one with everybody else. So shit, whoa, they not like me. Go ahead, Phil.
I said to somebody once, I said, most religions were created by man to control man.
Fair enough.
And he looked at me, he said, Phil, all religions were invented by man to control man.
Your like I know Ibrahim, and every now and then he reminds me he's so wise. He reminds me he's 20 something every now and then. Every now and then he reminds me he's 20 something every now and then. But his religion makes him a better person. Sandra religion absolutely saved her life. Keep your religion. The unintended side effects that have come along with it, evaluate. For 72 hours. You know how fastly, there's 21 people on this call now because Ken had to go at 8:45. 21 people on this call. I have no idea who's watching on YouTube. Shout out to everybody who's watching on YouTube. Thank you. So I'll say Dolores is on YouTube. Good. And then 3 other people. I appreciate all of you. You're listening to me. Do you understand how 21 plus 4, 25 people, do you understand how fast somebody like me can fix y'all finances if you work together?
Fix us.
I can't because you won't work together. You won't work together.
Come on, y'all.
You won't work together. And trust me, I want to. And I've tried it before. Every time I try it, it's always a backfire. I'm telling you, the people who leave ATS wanted more than what I was willing to give them. And it always causes issues, right? Because what I'm doing or what I've done is take everybody at the same time. And sometimes some people are moving faster or want faster and don't want to wait for everybody. And always causes a conflict. Always causes a conflict. Always causes a conflict. Y'all could be so much better working together. Every sacred text tells you this. Like you're the head of the animal kingdom. Animals work together. Even selfish animals work together. Apex predators who hunt alone and live alone work together. Sharks eat all day and still don't eat too much. Like we've got to get to this point. So what's our solution? Otis is Otis's solution. And you have to appeal to a higher consciousness and vibrate at that frequency. I told somebody this year, it doesn't matter who, but I told somebody this weekend, somebody close, one of y'all on the call. I was like, But that's not how you change. You want to do this, and it will work if you listen. And I'm not the right answer, but you're asking me for the right answer. And you're attempting to go against the flow of human behavior. That's just not going to work. And then they're super religious. So I had to say something that I don't normally say out loud, but I'll say it out loud to y'all because I know you're going to hit me with, no, we are to be in this world, not of it. I know you're finna hit me with that. I know you are. And I'm still going to say it. Your job is not to change this world. See, I already lost you. Your job is to go with the flow of this world and change everything you come in contact with. So much easier and so much the truth of your sacred text. You can't change your child changing them. You can't do it. You got to go with the flow of your child and then change them, influence them is the word I would rather say. As everything you touch needs to be influenced. And how in the hell can you do that? Somebody say the deacons go whip everybody into shape. How in the world can y'all do that when you won't even be faithful to your own gifts and talents? It's in the title. Repost the title again, Grace. I have not deterred one time. Oh, by the way, Phil and Susan, I gave the book now to Deanna. She's gonna love it. I gave the greatest story never told. Yeah, I gave it. She's gonna love it. My friends, as ungently as I could possibly give it to you, and I mean ungently, ungentle. You're not allowed to leave this conversation unscarred. You're not being faithful to what you have, and you know it. Because if you were, you would have everything that you want. So you don't check your harvest. You know me. You know I'm gonna tell you. I am. I mean, Arshia joked like last week. She's like, I don't do that no more. And I was like, Arshia, you always be like, I mean, she's like, I don't do that no more. I accept. You know, I was like, you so right. I was so proud of you. So I know somebody out there got that old shit spin. Not me. Let me tell you, check your harvest. Because nobody needs anything when they have taken care of everything that they have. It is just the law of this universe. Renee, if you write, now I'm gonna need you to catch that. Don't write sometimes. Write. If you're not putting out a piece of content today that people can see, you're never going to be wealthy. Let me tell you why. Because the moment we finally find out about somebody, all of you are guilty of doing the same thing. The moment we find out about somebody share, and it piques our interest, we go, ooh, that was good. Let me go to their page. If this is what we're doing, we're looking for a reason to follow you. Because I'm not going to follow everybody. Come on now, I wish I had somebody that admitted that. I'm not going to follow everybody. Mm-hmm. So we want to see, does she post every day? Uh-oh. Does she at least post once a week? Because that could be her format. At least 3, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Is there a new video, a new writing or something? How often is this blog? I just found a new podcast. Looks interesting. Let me look at how often it's updated. Not going to subscribe to that. Don't fool me now. I know humans. And what we do is we find it and we go, man, this person been on. Look at where they are now. And look at where they started. They was in the bathroom. They was using the bathroom as a background. You can hear it, you know? And now look at them. They got this. I need to follow this person. Why? Because all humans are looking to see who put in that work. Because I'm not going to follow a bar from somebody who act just like me. Let me push that further. Who got what I got? Allow me that colloquialism. I'm going to need you to have more than what I have if I'm going to follow you. We can know each other, but I'm not going to follow you. You need to have more because I'm trying to get more. Yes? And if I'm trying to get more, me and you can only be friends. And I might limit my time with you if me following Jerome works out. Because at this point of my life, it's about me. Who come on, I need somebody who's on that
You
same.
talking about me.
There's no mic. That's a real.
Okay, thank you so much. How do we be faithful? I thought about this call for 72 hours, and I said to myself, I remember walking around last night going, I have no idea how to teach these people to be faithful when they haven't been faithful. And I said to myself, well, it's easy to just be faithful. And I started to say, well, I can bring them to the scripture, be faithful of a few, have rules of many, but then I would have to explain the three talents before that. And I said, I don't want to do that because I don't want them to think that this is something Bible related. I want them to think that the Bible was saying something that already exists, which is even more powerful. And I said to myself, I can't take that route. So what? I said, well, what other route can I take? Well, I can take a philosophical route, but then Grace ain't going to understand me, so let me not do that. So let me not.
Wait. Okay, wait. Before you keep going, just you don't know me, first of all. But I wanted to say, when was it? I can't. Do you remember everything?
That's right. Take it down.
When was the last day that you said be faithful? You remember the day you said, hey, you just gotta be faithful? It's been recent.
To the audience or to
like on this call.
Oh yeah. So it was about 3.5 weeks ago.
That is when it clicked from, I don't know what happened, but it just clicked. Cause I think you gave an example. You said, oh God, all I gotta do is be faithful to like this, these things right here. Oh, I can do that because that ain't hard. Listen, you know, it took me like 2 years. Listen, it finally clicked. All you got to do, well, for me, I can't speak for nobody else. All I got to do is whatever I'm doing. I don't care if it's keeping the office clean or keeping my clothes washed or making sure I get up and work out at 4:30 in the morning with Arcia every day. Or while I'm working out, just to keep going and not stopping. I keep having Antonio in the back of my head. Hey, just be faithful. Okay, all right.
Be faithful. Just be faithful.
Keep going. Be faithful to what you're doing right now.
Right now.
Okay. I schedule a post on what is this hero post? Hey, be faithful. Get it done every day. You got to call people. Hey, just be faithful to the people and get what it is that they want. Help them to get what it is that they want. Hey, I just got to be faithful. Deanna asked me to do this. Be faithful and go do that so you can get it to her. Hey, Antonio told me to do this. Hey, be faithful and go get it done. It finally clicked.
That's what I call the spirit of excellence. That behavior, that many be faithfuls, that spirit of excellence. Go ahead, Phil.
Well, one thing somebody said to me that helped me understand the concept of faith, and I've shared this before, but maybe somebody wasn't on here. We're faithful all the time. When we get in a car to drive, we have faith that the traffic coming toward us on the 2-lane highway is going to stay in their lane. We have faith that the guy's going to obey the stop sign. We have faith that the person's going to not turn in front of us. So we practice faith all the time. And that helped me understand, oh, that's what faith is.
That is mind-blowing. I've been faithful to this chair I'm sitting in, didn't even know it till Phil said something. And Oh, go ahead, Talisha.
I need to say this. Okay. I think it's me, but I have an opportunity to teach etiquette. I actually was putting my daughter in jujitsu.
Right. I remember you was passionate about that too.
And that is something Prophet Jerry had spoke on. And then right before, he said it before it happened. And
That's
I
what
was
he
just
does.
going into the jiu-jitsu class to pick up my daughter, and the lady stopped me. I had mentioned to her via text, I had teach etiquette to teens. And then when we went, I guess she remembered it. And so she was like, when she saw me, she was like, hey, I'm interested in you teaching etiquette to my kids. And she has a lot of kids. These are from, I'm talking about 4-year-olds all the way up. And so it's me. I feel like it's me. I noticed that when I work with nonprofit organizations, they want it for free. I'm not giving it for free. Is it my mentality?
You ain't said nothing wrong yet.
Scaredness for me of thinking like, I don't even want to go her route because I'm thinking it's going to be, she wanted for free, but
okay.
that's
That
my
is your
thought. You know what I mean?
That's your mentality. That's your mentality.
Okay, so how can I change that behavior?
Change you.
Okay.
Yep. Keep going, but just remember that. Change you.
Okay. I did.
Actually, hold on. Let me type right there. Hold on. Look. Let's go back and forth real quick. Talisha, Shalisha's super pretty. I'm not sure if y'all seen her before. She's like super pretty. She's the trophy wife. She's like 80 pounds. You know, and she can wear the heels. She got, y'all know I'm talking about the trophy wife. You know what I'm saying? Okay. She's got that going on. Fair skin, all that stuff. Do you love you yet? Lie not to me now.
I believe I'm there.
Okay, I'm not. Whatever you say, I'm gonna believe. No, you don't, loser. No, I'm not gonna do that. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that at all. Okay, so watch this here. I'm not even gonna correct you. I believe I'm there because I'm proud. I'm pleased, inspired. There we go. There we go. Feel I got it. I'm inspired by you. Believe you're there. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take that and push it to every area of your life. Because if you love yourself, you will attract customers who love you. Okay, go ahead, Phil, please. This is a great time.
Yeah, I think we have a misconception about not profit. It's really not for profit. All that is there are different tax, they just have a different tax structure.
Yep.
There are $100 million companies that are not for profit. Well, they got there by investing their money. So you need to forget about that these not-for-profits want it for free because they're paying for something. They're paying for services that they think or want to.
Yeah.
So, and I love the concept of etiquette. It was funny. We just got a new doctor down here. And when the nurse's assistant and the doctor walked into the room, I kept standing up. They says, "What are you doing?" I say, "Well, a gentleman stands up when a lady enters the room."
That's right.
A gentleman pulls out the chair first. And that's how you make yourself be unique. That's how you make yourself stand out. That's how you show people your character is through etiquette. So what you're teaching is extremely valuable.
Yep.
It allows those young people that are in front of you to be different and to be classy. And well, I'm preaching to the choir with you. If you're teaching it, you know all those benefits. You just need to make sure that you know that the not-for-profits, what part of their population needs what you have, and find out how much they have in their budget they're willing to pay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Hold on, Talisha, real quick. So I don't want you to do anything for free no more. So to check this out. What you can do is, let's say if you don't have any video, any testimony, because you're going to have to build a paper trail, video trail or something. Some people are going to hold that against you. You know, like 18 years old, you need 6 years job experience, but don't want nobody to give you a job. So you can't have 6 year job experience. I want nobody to give you a job, right? So what I want you to do is, you're going to give an in-kind discount for what you're doing with conditions. An in-kind discount means this is not free. I have charged you $3,000, but what I'm going to do in kind is we're going to do this at no charge, but you're going to pay for this $3,000. I'm going to film. I need the data, and I need guaranteed 10 testimonies from staff, or however large that organization is.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? No, that's very important. Wait, I cannot stress this enough. You got to start somewhere. And they won't
Well, I
let you
have-
start some.
Remember, I have done it for the HBCU.
Right, I remember.
Grambling.
Did you film it though?
So, they did, and I put it on Facebook.
Good.
I did get testimonies, and they wanted me to do it every year. But after COVID hit, I think that's when they kind of stopped.
No, that makes
But
sense.
other than that, I do have that, and I do have one with my very, very first one. So everything's on my website of the testimonies and stuff like that. But this one would honestly be a very good opportunity because it's more kids and it's every race.
Okay, now I got different advice for you. Let me get Phil first, though. Go ahead, Phil.
Well, a lot of things you can do that when you're new. You do it exactly what Antonio says. Yeah, normally I charge $3,000, but I have clients that believe in my message and believe what I teach, so they're willing to co-sponsor me on some situation. So, what do you have in your budget? Well, excuse me, you only have $1,500. Okay, let me check with my clients, see ones that are going to co-sponsor, and they'll sponsor me to be positive in front of your group. Now, you have arrangements with ATS that you could even say ATS was sponsoring my thing. Now, we're not going to give you the $1,500 because you're part of the tribe, but it gives you a way to go in there and start setting your fee in the marketplace and know that, wait a minute, you're a professional, you charge for this.
Wow. That's the best idea I've heard in a long time. That was
good.
And
what I did, I even went one step further. Once they did this, I said to them, you know what, when I'd sent the client the thank you note, I said, what you might want to do is send a thank you note to the people that sponsored me, because I would have been able to be here without their participation. So I would pick companies that I did some work with or that I want to promote and want to do vans. And I can't tell you how many of those CEOs say, Phil, I love you, what you do. They say, what do you mean? He says, I get these thank you notes in the mail all the time about gigs I had no idea. And they're thanking me for doing something and I didn't do anything. Like the radio station. I was on every Monday morning for 6 years on the top FM station in Columbus, Ohio, and they didn't charge me nickel. So I made sure that they got their thank you note from the client. Thank you for Sunny 95 sponsoring Phil into our group.
That's a big deal, y'all. Let me help you out what he just said. I was on the radio in Houston for 2 years. They charged me $525 a week. Just so you know. So just so you know that they are in the business of charging folks. They gotta pay for that FM frequency. They are in the business. Well, you talk about 6 years, didn't pay a nickel. I paid $525 a week. I promise you, I did that for 2 years and never gained a new member to my organization. Not one. Plenty of notoriety. It's felt real good to the ego. But I just did a lot of things wrong that I could have did better. Yes, well, as far as call to action and stuff. Yes, ma'am.
And we could be anywhere in the country on a speaking assignment, and we would still do the Sunny 95 radio from wherever we were. So we also got to plug that and, our speaking.
Wow. Well, hey, everybody, we're out speaking for someone else that we're charging full price, but we're jumping on the radio right now. That's awesome.
I was even on the radio naked.
But I bet you would. No, it's really, yes, ma'am.
I wanted Phil to kind of break down what he said about the sponsorship. And then I have two things on my end, because you said fix me, and it is me. I noticed that I'm not having a way for them to send me money is definitely a blockage for me. And that's on me. So I was trying to figure out how to create a landing page. I remember Tempest went over this years ago. I still have the one that we did in the class together, but I don't have a payment thing on there so that they can actually pay. So that is one thing I need to do. And I want to send it to this lady today. I told her I have everything for her today. But I need that part first.
Well, I have everything today. Use entrepreneur. We do that all the time. Yeah, I can do that. I can do it today, right? And then you go figure it out. So I like that about you. That's good. Keep going.
And then as far as bank account, I have Cash App, but I don't use an actual bank account because of some other stuff. But that's something I want to talk to you about when we have our meeting. But that's I know for sure those are my blockages.
Understood. We meet this Saturday, right?
Yes.
Okay, those are major blockages. I'm gonna come back to it. Let's get Phil to break down what you asked. I think she was talking about the sponsorship, Phil, the $1,500 when you broke that down. That was a really good thing. I think she need to hear it again.
Okay, help me understand what you want.
Talisha, you were talking about how you need to charge full price, but you could say $1,500. That's sponsor thing he was talking about. Is that what you wanted?
Yes, he was mentioning about ATS and about sponsorship. I wanted to see how that correlated. Just better clarification.
What I did was like one of my clients was the athletic club at Metro 5. One of my clients was O'Brien Business Equipment. One of my clients was, who else did I have in there? Thomas W. Ruff, the office furniture company. These were companies that I had relationship with, or they were buddies of mine. So that's why I would list them as sponsors instead of just, I'm going to reduce my fee, which is not business-like. I would say, maybe I can find a sponsor for this. And they say, oh, really? And then you can have me. So instead of paying my $3,000 fee, what's in your budget? You only got $500. All right. But I also want a list of clients. I also want a testimonial letter. I also want 5 leads who might like to know more about me. So I'll do it for you, especially when you're starting out. I'll do it for you, but I need to have this stuff to be able to do it because I want to believe in my message and I want to get in front of your group, but we got to create a win-win situation.
Thank you. And we say a list of clients, meaning people that they may know that may be interested in.
Right. Yeah. And the best way to ask for referrals, I don't know any other better way. If you teach me this, I'll change this. Who do you know who might like to know more about me? You'll have a tendency to ask, who do you know who's interested in teaching people etiquette? Well, that makes them think too hard. I don't know. I don't know if they'd be interested. I don't know if they'd be interested. But who do I know who might like to know more about me? Oh, yeah, Betty may want to know. And if people get stuck when you ask them, say, hey, why don't you go through your phones? Maybe that'll help spur your memory. So you got them going through it. Because I used to be in a home selling situation. I literally, early in my interview, I would have them go get their personal phone book and bring it to the table. So at the end of the presentation, when I was getting referrals from them, they had their personal directory there at the table. So I made it easy for them to give me the 5 names. Well, in the day's world, we carry it around with us.
I have forgot all about personal phone books until you just said it. I immediately thought about hanging up the phone when he said it. Fantastic. That was way for more than just, I was going to say Talisha. That was solid. What Phil just said was solid. And you know who else can use that information? Yolanda. For your cakes. That was solid. You feel me? That was rock solid.
I was just thinking about that. And while he was talking, I'm actually on the side on my phone, I got a cake order that this lady wanted me to do. And I'm talking to her. And a lot of what y'all saying actually is giving me confidence. And I just sent her the text and was like, no, the cake is $100. Forget it. It's $100. Because the whole time, like hearing this, I'm thinking of, should I charge her $100? Like that's what y'all saw me doing on the side. Like, should I charge her $100 or shit? Now, and I'm looking at everything, the detail of the cake, and I'm like, that's $100 cake. And I'm looking online trying to find other cakes that look like that. And I'm like, no, the number 17 has studs in it. They're diamond studs, or like the little things or whatever. And I'm like, that's $100 cake. But even like that, with what Phil said, who else want to know about me? My cakes alone is like my calling card. When I post them on Instagram, when I post them on Facebook or whatnot, that's my calling card. So it's like all of that playing in my head. I'm like, stand on your $100. If she say no, she say no. Oh, well, I got somebody else I'm making strawberries for that I know is gonna, she said, whatever price you wanna, I don't care what the price is. Them strawberries last time was so pretty and so good, I don't care.
Well, and that's when you know you got a good customer right there. And of course, when you got good work, I got 2 pieces of advice for you real quick. Number 1, I want you to follow makeup artists. 2 on Instagram. No, write this down. I want you to go Instagram right now. I want you to find 2 makeup artists. Someone's asking what state you're in. I'm gonna say these 2 things. I'm gonna let Phil go as well. What state are you in? In what state are you, Yolanda, is what they're asking.
I'm in Virginia.
Okay, she's in Virginia. I gotta come out to Virginia soon. I want you to go follow makeup artists. You know why? Antonio, why would she follow makeup artists? Who does better than makeup artists on Instagram? You need a great caption. Makeup artists knock it out the park. They list what products they use in their makeup and where it came from in the caption. Knock it out the park. They have an incredible visual representation. Knock it out the park with the best angles, and the visual representation is also showing their skill set, which is your cakes. If you follow makeup artists, not only will you learn, you'll get a masterclass in how to write captions, how to do the right angles, how to light up the thing at the right time. Every single thing you need to learn how to do, a makeup artist is doing on Instagram right now, and they are killing it. You hear me? So if a makeup artist doing tutorials, I guess you got to do a cake tutorial then, don't you?
Yeah, and I was thinking of doing, and she just confirmed that she still wants the cake and stuff just now. She was like, I promise I'll pay you on Saturday. I promise I'll give you the full amount on Saturday.
So I want you to remember this forever. What we're going to do, y'all, we want to make her remember this forever. Y'all unmute your mics and make her feel really good for sticking to her guns.
Woo!
So
Way to go, Yolanda! Woo!
That's how you do it, Yolanda.
That's it.
There you go.
That's it. I got a question though. Did you put in your labor? Did you put your labor in? Because it sounds like that cake is already worth $100. So how much is you getting paid to make it? So that means what you thought you might have not, you could have went for 2 and then had to say, well, 150 or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I'm glad that you got your 100, but always think if you put 100 on it and they took it, think about if you'd have put 200 on it, she might have took that too.
Yeah, or
well, I know that kind of, yeah.
Wow.
I probably got to put in more of my stuff.
Hold on. I can hear you go. Nope. You did a good job. Age is 100% right. Just on the next one, go up 10%. That's it. Don't justify yourself backwards. I heard it coming. Nope. You did good, and ain't nothing gonna change that. Adrian, voice of God, said, now, don't think I am God and I look like $100. I look like a 10% increase too.
Watch it.
Okay, go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, well, in terms of pricing, you need to back up and think of yourself as a business. What are your fixed costs in your business? What are your variable costs? Fixed costs are your rent, your electricity. Variable costs are the sugar and the flour, and then so that's you got to figure that out so that you say, okay, here's my out-of-pocket cost. Now I got to add my time on top of it and then double that.
Fair enough.
Because that's what give you the profit margin.
Absolutely.
All these things won't work or will work if you got to get one thing straight. There's only one thing you got to get straight. And it was funny. I had a friend of mine. He says, Phil, I'm really having a problem. I said, what is it? He says, I got a great video demo. My office staff is unbelievable. My brochure is great. It's the word of mouth that's killing me. Get it? You got to be, to quote Steve Martin, be so good they can't ignore you. I was just thinking about this recently. Other than Vermont and North Dakota, I've got paid to speak in every state in the union, and I've only marketed in Central Ohio. So all of those other engagements were word of mouth, were people coming to me asking to find me as opposed to me going after them. I had an accountant come in and want to learn about the business, and he was a friend of mine. He wanted to. I said, "Here, look at everything. Here's my books. Tell me what you think." He says, "Sorrentino, you don't have anything in marketing." I go, "What do you mean?" He says, "You don't spend any money on marketing." I go, "Well, I'm good at what I do." So these ideas won't work if you're not good at what you do.
Yep, he's 100% correct. There's somebody I know do the same thing. Doesn't market. Elon Musk does not market Tesla. They have no marketing budget. All word of mouth. so just so you know. So if you don't think he was right, he
There
was
are no
right.
Tesla commercials ever.
There's no, they do not market. There's no ads. They do not market. It's all word of mouth. All word of mouth. Talisha, blockages. Where you at? Can you, if you can, like throw up a sign or something? I know you're at work.
I'm here. I'm working from home today, but
outstanding. Well, you just keep your mic unmuted real quick. Then outstanding. I got a little time with you. What I was going to tell everybody is I was going to say, oh, just imagine if all 25 people here with the bind together and follow my instructions. I said, all right, everybody, what we're going to do is we're going to pay each other bills for one cycle. We're going to see how well it works. So tell me, what's the cycle? Well, 25 people sound like a 25-month cycle. How long is 25 months, Grace?
Wait a minute. No, 2 years and a month.
Thank you so much, Grace. That means, Carlos, that you wouldn't pay bills for 2 years. This is what I would say, though.
All right now, watch it.
That's like what what's that thing they do? The most Hispanic families, when they're all living in one apartment together, they put all the money in the pot, and then all the money that they have saved and they put in the pot. Once they get to a certain amount, they buy a home or a vehicle or whatever for a certain family that's inside the home, and then they keep doing that until everybody is where they're supposed to be. I've said that a couple of times. I've seen that done before.
Well, she's the right words they want to come out. Yeah, you've seen it before. You ain't gonna see it in the Black community, but you've seen it before because there are other communities that do this regularly. That's what they
Black people do it. The problem is everybody's not in the way that they need to be in. They try, they attempt. They tell you that you got 24 months and it's only going to be good for 12. So that is what happens with Black folk, because somehow or another, it didn't generate the way they needed it to. Because that was like, they did that with the Susu thing, when I guess.
That's that. Okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Right. So that was the same thing. And at the end of the day, like if you were in with people that you knew, it was even better. It was a little bit better because you knew the people. So you knew that they had the money, but then Black people messed that all the way up.
Well, okay. So I won't disagree with anything you said. I'll say this. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready because you have different issues about yourself. But I'm gonna come back to that. I'm setting it up to say what I'm gonna say to Talisha. Talisha, when I first started speaking, it was I actually been speaking since my Army days. And here's my route. Homeless, adopted at 15, go to United States Army. Go to Galveston Ball High School, football star. And then junior year, I meet this pro-Black teacher, Mr. Merritt. So pro-Black, he had a shag. You know what I'm talking about? The hairstyle that went backwards and it kind of poofed up right there. You know what I'm doing? The shag, with the backwards. And he prided himself. He called it the Rainbow Coalition. His speech and debate. He was a speech communication, but he was a speech debate coach, and he had Asians and all. Rainbow Coalition. He had every different race in, and he was. And it made him just want to get more Black people on the speech and debate team. I took his class. And it turned out that I was pretty good at speaking, but that's only because my grandmother made me do poems in front of the church when she adopted me. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, because I was good at poetry. I swear, she made me sit there and do that poem, and do that poem. I did that poem so much that I got good at speaking out loud. And then I joined the speech and debate team because he convinced me. At first I was like, Archie, I'm not going to speak to them, going no nerds. Yeah, speaking debate thing, he was like, gonna be girls there. I was saying, well, sign me up. You know what I'm saying? Sign me. And you got to use what you got to use. And he used what he understood I was speaking. And so I signed up. I lost my first speech and debate tournament. There was no novice division. It's supposed to be a novice division. There was no novice division, just championship. And I lost it because they said I was too loud. In fact, my vocal coach, and I'm a vocal coach, the judges said, don't confuse loud with vocal variety. Don't confuse loud with power. The best advice I ever got, of course, I hated it because you always hate what's true, right? I hated every bit of it. What happened, it activated my competitiveness. And I hate losing. I hate losing anything at anything. I take marbles extremely competitively. I just hate losing anything. And I went to Alicia, and I never lost a speech and debate tournament again. Turns out I separated my shoulder senior year, and he said, come with me full time. And I wound up going like 29-0. I'm on like a whole picture at Galveston Bar High School and all the trophies there. Like if you go in there, you see me and all that stuff like that. And it dawned on me, when I joined the Army, got the Army 2008 recession, I say, well, what do I know how to do? I know how to speak. Somebody's missing it. I was the number 9 speaker in all of the state of Texas in 2000. I went to state. I know how to speak. I do poetry well. So what did I do? I said, well, let me be faithful. All I know how to do is speak. I got no other skill sets but killing people and playing spades. Because that's what counterintelligence army. What killing people, play spades, and drink beer. Killing people, play spades, drink beer, speak. I chose the non-violent one and the non-toxic one. And so I said, all right, then let me go speak. And what I did was I turned all the pastor's sermons of the city into 3-minute poems because I was a slam poet. 3-minute poems. And I did it so much that all the youth, all the churches wanted me to speak to all the youth. It happened to work out because I was like 25, 26 or something like that. So it worked out. You know, it worked out. I was like 25, 26. So I was young enough to talk to the youth. You understand what I'm saying, Jerome? Young enough to talk to the youth. And Talisha, I kid you not, I said, well, I want more because I was living on love orphans. And in 2011, I told everybody I was going to retire. Melissa told y'all this Friday. She did. 2011 said I was going to retire in January. And everybody like, what you doing? You can't retire. You ain't got nothing. And so what? I still did it. And this is what I did. I wrote 100 keynotes. I wrote 100 keynotes. Every time I felt inspired, I was like, Jerome, I just wrote. And I kid you not, the moment I left November 29th, 2011, I never had to have a job again. Not because I was smart, not because I was efficient, because I wrote 100 keynotes. And Otis, I don't know what you believe, but God then said, if you had the faith to write 100 keynotes, I'm going to give you more than 100 venues to use them at. And I've been speaking 100 times a year or more since I did that. Talisha, you're asking God to give you money with no bank account. It's impossible. You don't believe, and you ain't the only one. Somebody here using a personal account for their business. Okay, that's why your business is suffering. Because you don't believe in yourself enough to let God fill your pot. Because you don't even believe in yourself enough to make a pot, buy a pot.
Bishop.
Yes, sir. I hope y'all think I ain't tell that story for nothing. You know, Les Brown taught me use a story to make a point, tell a story. So if you heard me break out the story, you knew a strong point was coming. Come on, Prophet Jerry.
Just by you saying a couple of weeks ago that I don't have faith in myself.
Yes, sir.
and you gave me a project to do, and I'm on my project.
Yes, sir.
And to see the results of the comments, the views, it's not no big thing. I don't want no pat on the back or nothing like that. But just to go out there and say, hey, here I am. I'm handicapped, but I want to train you how to work out without you having to work out.
That's
You see what I'm
amazing.
saying?
That's
You
amazing.
see what I'm saying? And to have faith in myself. Come on. Ah, yeah. Ooh. Don't get me started, Bishop. But to have faith in myself to say,
Yes, sir.
I can do this. And when I go on vacation next week, I'm still going to be on it Wednesday. We're going to find a gym somewhere, or I'm be in a hotel trying to work out something. Because when you stop, that's when you mess up. So, and then it's like, I don't know if you heard me tell Miss Susan and Grace and Mr. Phil that I released weight from like 290 something to almost 240 something.
Wow.
And to look at myself in the mirror yesterday and to see a picture from like September, me leaning over in the wheelchair where I was swole. I mean, my face and my head was big. So to have faith in myself, the point I'm getting at is to have faith in myself that, okay, God done his part. Now it's time for me to do my part.
That's right. Be faithful over the few, brother. Be faithful over
May
the
I,
few.
may I make a suggestion?
I'm sorry, we got to give it up for that.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
Woo! Way to go.
Instead of
Awesome.
handicapped, you're physically challenged.
Oh yes. I'm used to saying that, Mr. Phil, but I forgot. It just
All right.
slipped my
Well, I was
mind.
just
but
paying
thank you.
attention. That's all.
Yeah,
I have a
thank
friend
you
of
very
mine.
much.
I have a friend of mine. He has a hair lip. He says everybody's got a hair lip. Mine just happens to be my hair lip.
Yes, sir. Physically challenged. Yes, sir.
Now, here's the deal. I need somebody to admit out loud. I need someone.
All right, come on.
I'm looking for a disciple.
Come on.
To show Talisha she not by herself.
You are not
Oh,
alone,
no.
Talisha.
No.
No,
I'm
ma'am.
right there
Not
with you.
at all.
You are not by
You are
Not by yourself.
definitely not by yourself.
Right.
at all.
Prophet Jerry, you ain't by yourself either. It's like
Fair
all
enough.
both in the same time. Like, come on now. Like, that's what's
Fair
keeping
enough.
me doing that stuff on Facebook Live with my mama. Because at first I was like, no, it's Father's Day. And the mess I had with Anchor and stuff, I was like, forget it. I won't do nothing this Sunday. But something said, if you don't get up and do it on Sunday, you will not do it the next Sunday and make another excuse.
I'm gonna show y'all what I was doing on
There you
Father's
go.
Day.
That's it right there.
But I just wanted to show you all, especially Talisha, that what I said wasn't picking on all y'all, half of y'all in this situation. You're asking God to do something you haven't prepared for.
Amen.
Yeah. How can God send her financial breakthrough or yours with no financial holding place? You can't do that. You cannot do that. And you're forcing God to these unreasonable expectations. Why? I'll tell you why. You're not going to like. Yes, ma'am.
Before you go there, I'm fit
You
to go
saved
one step
everybody. You
farther.
saved everybody.
I'm fit to go one step farther.
Mm-hmm.
Back when you and Tempest and Deanna then told me that I need to get I got the LLC, not that. What do you call it? EIN. That
Yep.
I was supposed to register at the time I didn't have a job, so I didn't get it. But this time I have no reason not to get it. My thing is I'm in the I won't say fear, but the knowledge. I'm overthinking things. I'm an overthinker, which is not a good thing.
That's the whole left side of this call.
I was thinking, okay, what if I get it? And then the IRS thinks that my business is just not a business, it's a hobby. They label it as a hobby.
Well, the IRS wants your taxes, so they don't care what your business is. They give you a hobby. They want taxes off your hobby. They want taxes off your breathing if they can get it. Ask Adonia. Adonia lives in the state with the highest taxes. If not the highest, the second highest. They want her taxes, whether it be IRS, state IRS, which don't exist, but you get on point. Them state government, the government wants your taxes. They can't wait.
So it
They're
doesn't
looking
matter if you don't make a certain amount, they won't deem it as a hobby.
You got 3 years to report a profit. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I
If
didn't know that
not,
part.
well, you got 3 years to report. I'm jumping into tax stuff, but you got 3 years to report a profit. And the government, even though you don't have taxes, you still have to pay on your entity. I know in Texas. Oh, you're in Texas. That's right. Something like $75 or $95 a year. Anyway, you still have to pay that regardless. And if you don't, you're not going to be able to keep filing taxes as a loss on that particular entity. You know, they got checks and balances on that. So they allow you 3 years, but at some point, you got to run a successful business. So that's a tax thing. I stayed away from the CPA talk, but there you go. 25 of you, I'm wrapping this up, 25 of you can easily work together. There's no way on planet Earth I'm doing it on this call. And there's no way I'm going to do it with this group. I do apologize for you. I can tell you this. June 23rd, which is coming up, whoever is in that leadership thing that you pay for, that's 40 weeks of me working on your character. And it's rough. And I trust you. Oh, I'm going to trust you for sure. And we can most certainly grow to that point on that Thursday class that starts this week. What we cannot do is trust people who haven't worked on their character. If you can't be faithful to the few, you can't be faithful to me. Back where Adrian said, black people mess it up, these people mess it up. No, they were already mess ups. So I agree with Adrian. They ain't even faithful to themselves. How are they gonna be faithful to the suit and the shoot and the boo? Ain't gonna happen. You lie to you, I know you're gonna lie to me. That's why I asked Alicia, do you love yourself yet? Customers won't love you if you don't give them permission to.
Watch it.
There ain't nobody here asking me for no discount, because I won't come to you with no discount. I clearly scream off of me, run me my money, because I'm not playing with yours. Especially when 99% of what I do is given away for free. And now you just really being rude. You just really being rude at this point, because it is clear 99% of what I do is just to give back to y'all. So now you just really being rude for sure. Let me tell you a few secrets, because I always wait to the end. Those of you in the June 20, whatever it's called, Scared, Sacred, Shaking in My Boots, Mastermind. Well, I got something special for you. Should you make it, and we don't know who's gonna make it, but make it. So what's the criteria to make it? Stay in the plane.
I'm gonna make it.
All right, stay in the plane. Right, that's still stay in the plane. Like that's still criteria. Like I don't have a criteria over you. There's no criterion that's singular. I don't have any criteria over you, Rashid. Can you stay in the plane? If you can stay in the plane, we gonna make it. If you can't stay in the plane, you're not gonna like me. You're gonna use me as an excuse, but then you're gonna be right where you are right now, 3 years from now. Happens every time. Because money is a heart issue. I haven't told you all, and I waited until the week of, but if you're in there, you're also in Pathfinder.
Yes.
Should you stay in the plane?
Yes.
Whoa.
What a birthday gift. Yes.
Or you can run me $3,000. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's you can do that, or you can run me $3,000. I'll take my money. I'll take my money. But your year 2, I hinted at it. I said, I'll bring some people back for year 2, and they're going to come back in a different role. I said that. I'm real slick. Yeah, be careful. I'm slick. I'm like, hell's in the ground. I be leaving a little breadcrumbs. I'm slick. What's your Pathbender will cost one? No, hold on. I got to look it up. It's free, but you have to pay for your materials. I'm going to make you pay for your own materials. And it is. Hold on, let me look at it. We're gonna look at the screen together. We're gonna look at the screen together. Right here. Let me move this out that way. Pathbender is $2,720, but then it's a commission for here, and then it says $500. $500 back to the customer. There's supplies that you get that you're gonna need. So it's free, but it's gonna cost you $500 for your supplies. But guess what? You got, I don't know, 50 weeks to pay it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm not letting you in at the no charge until you finish. So you got 50-something weeks to pay it. What is that, Grace? $10 a week or something? You know what I'm saying?
$10 a week, yeah.
$10 a week. $10 a week. You get it? But no, it comes with some stuff. It comes with there's some things that when you pay for your ticket, you get these things. Because Pathbender is a 12-week intensive program, lifetime membership, and some other stuff. And there's some things. I don't want to tell you what the things are because it's all top secret. Just know one of them is it's like a spell book. It's not a spell book, but your Bible is a spell book. But you know what I'm saying? It's a book that looks like a spell book. You write things in it on purpose. It's parchment paper. It's actual parchment paper. I've done a thing. That's one of the things that's in there. So that's your free gift. I always wait to the end because just for the people who can try to weed out the folk. Like Jesus spoke in parables to weed out the folk who shouldn't get it. All right, same thing here. Same thing here. You are in Pathbender, but it'll be after your 40 weeks. I will consider the group economic thing after or sometime during the 40 weeks. Why? Because character is so important. Why is character important? Let's take this from a Christian perspective, Adonia. Character, if you're a Christian, is the only thing that's going to get you into heaven. Not a personal relationship with God. And I know you keep lying to yourself about that, but that ain't what your Bible say. It's not. That's what your church says now after dilution of your sacred text. But having a personal relationship with the Son, the Father, ain't good enough to get you into your heaven. That's not what your sacred text says. It's not. It's not. You got to rip out a lot of scriptures. Would you like me to quote them? Don't worry about it. I'm good at this. I'll go ahead and quote them for you. Revelation 20:12 says, I saw the Lamb sitting on throne, and a whole bunch of other thrones was around him. And they had books, and a whole bunch of other books was around him. And there was one book that they were being judged by. King James says their deeds on earth. I can push it further, but I won't because I'm running out of time. If you don't believe that, let me give you an analogy. I've done it before a long time ago. I'll do it now. Adonia is a good person. At least it seems that way. And she's heard of the devil. Well, the devil and Adonia both got a personal relationship with God. The devil and Adonia both believe Jesus is Lord.
You ain't right, boy. You ain't right.
What? What?
You sure are. You are. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna have to talk after this conversation.
I know I raised my hand. Can I say this right quick off of what
Yes,
you
ma'am.
just said? And you know, me being the Christian that I am, I was like, oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. But then, you know what's funny? The Holy Spirit convicted me right there in that moment. Oh, yes, he did. Because your personal relationship with him should lead you to do good deeds in the first dang on place.
What
Anyway,
you say?
you think that it's supposed to be God. So you can claim you got a personal relationship all you want to, but do you really? Because those personal relationships will lead you to do good deeds for his people. Because he did say he'll come to somebody and say, oh, well, didn't I do this? You did not feed my sheep. Get away from me. I didn't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you at all. So that kind of played with me a little bit. I was like, oh, Holy Spirit, what the world? What you just do? What you just do? Oh, thank you, Holy Spirit.
Yeah. You're not allowed to love God and hate Otis.
Amen.
What you talking about? You can't do that. You can't have a good relationship with God and a bad relationship with Otis. It don't work like that. Adonia and the devil know Jesus Christ. Bow at his feet. Oh, you don't believe it? You just say, you know I am. Oh, you ain't got to feel. We know who you are. We are legion and we tremble. Please, oh, son. No. How did they say it in King James Version? Please, son of the Most High. What they said. Please put us in them pigs. Please put us in the pigs. Please. Now when the
Out
devil,
loud. They beg. They out loud.
Beg.
Out loud. I know I'm at work.
Beg.
Y'all hold on a minute. I'm sorry. But I gotta say this, and I'm in a minute, but I'm coming. But look here. You heard me.
all the Christians come out when you bring up Christianity.
They be having me in. He showed us. Let me show you how you do this. You just tell him what to do. Go ahead. You can listen to him, but tell him where to go with that. You got to put it in perspective. You got to recognize who's supposed to be with you, who's supposed to be sitting with you, and if they sitting with you, what they producing. He himself, I'm talking about Satan, he himself produces. Because he believes.
God blesses. Tried to give Jesus some blessings, didn't he?
Come on now.
What you talking about? Jerome, the devil came through like, player, I got you. Jump off the cliff. Jump off the cliff. You man, I promise you, not a stone gonna scratch nothing on you.
And I'm gonna give you half of what I got. Even though it's yours from the get-go. I took it. But I'm gonna give you half of what I got.
I got you, bro. I got you. We can run this thing together. You know, so listen, I'm just trying to tell you, the devil and Adonia both know the Lord. The devil and Adonia both know the word. The devil and Adonia both have a relationship with God. Only one of them getting in. The one with the character to get in. Did I make my point?
Yes, sir, you did. Indeed, you did.
Yes.
You still a heathen.
Just started liking you. You better watch out.
I'm just saying. Character is everything. Listen, it's folk who don't know half of what Phil knows. Go get in. This is according to y'all. According to your beliefs, right? It's your belief. Go get in. It's folk with a second grade education still don't know how to read. Ain't never read the Bible. Sit in Sunday and listen and change their character every Sunday. Gonna get in. And it's gonna be folk like me with large crowds, gifted words, praying in the corners of the street so they could be seen by men. They have their reward. Ain't gonna get in. Character is everything. And it's gonna be a whole bunch of Antonios going, but Prophet Jerry didn't love himself. Why he here? And Antonio gonna be burning what they say, teeth gnashing, gashing, and you know what they say. Come on, I'm just using y'all text. I'm using your text. It's gonna be a bunch of me.
I know I'm jumping in, and you can say whatever you want to say about me, because I know how you do them people that be talking over people. But yes, I'm talking over you today.
That's all right.
I done told you. Don't be putting Moses in the middle of getting. He got to be there. I'm not playing with you, son. I'm trying to tell you something. I've already seeded it. We don't want you putting your mouth on nothing that God has already has stored up for you. I see he's not the liar. I'm just saying.
You're right.
It's hard
I
when
just
you
like
see
using my name, so
and
they
you've
don't
been
get mad
shown
at
some
me.
stuff, and then you can't be doing it. I'm just saying. I'm just telling you, like I be telling the children and the grandchildren. Cut that out. Cut that out.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So right.
Be quiet now.
You so right.
But I love you. Okay.
I love you too. Be faithful over what you got. That's character. I don't know what Otis got going on next. I know as far as Otis been at ATS, he's been faithful. I've seen it. So I know you what. When he get blessed, I don't want to hear all that. Oh, but you had nope. He got blessed because he qualified for the blessing.
Otis will be there on Thursday, paid in full. He gonna be there on Thursday.
Qualified for the blessing. Do you hear me? Some of y'all asking God to bless you with stuff you ain't qualified for yet. So your blessing is on delay. I promise you. This is the end. You can tell I'm ending. I promise you. Your job is to stop making God bless you unqualified all the time. Will God bless the unqualified? Can't even be no religion if that wasn't the case. But dang, Antonio, do you always have to make God bless you unqualified? You're not going to work on your craft. You're not going to charge full price. You're not going to bake the cake on time. You're not going to use the best ingredients. You got a coffee company, but using tap water, not purified water. You're just not going to do what's necessary for God to do exceedingly and abundantly above all you can ask or think. So you're going to come to the meeting with Phil, and Phil just bragged about you with wrinkled clothes. Really? Phil did all this edification. Now you coming with wrinkled clothes, and you want God to bless that meeting. Yeah, we owe it to be faithful. Spirit of excellence. Are we excellent? Yep. Can we be more excellent-er? Yep. Will we be? Yes. Every last one of you listen to me will get it right. Hopefully it's in this lifetime. But you will get it right. Stop using God as an excuse not to live your life with excellence. No, the government ain't doing you wrong. You are. No, you're not in no down season. You in the season that's ordained for your feet. See that right there, Sandra, is where I lost him. You in the season that's meant for you, Yolanda.
Got
Grace.
that right.
And the only reason you in this season, because God trusts you enough, Adonia, that you can handle it without taking your life.
Whew, if that ain't so, oh, Jesus.
Now sit yourself down and learn the lesson so you can get into another season.
Yeah, that's something powerful right there. Cause I'm about to, oh, Jesus, I can't get the words out my mouth. I am seriously about to, that's something to ponder on. And it's like having a flash of everything that I went through alone within the beginning of this year, with just the beginning of this year. And then if I look at last year, you know what I'm saying? Like being able to hint, I'm in the season that I'm supposed to be in. And that, you know, it didn't take my life at all, period. Because I'm supposed to be in that season. It's just, oh, I'm in the middle of the hour. Hold on. I've
already chosen some people I'm gonna single out. Otis being one of them. King Jamal looks like he's doing all right. Because one way or the other, I need to accelerate some folk to glory, so then I can get glory. So then I can go do the next thing I want to do. And that's how it works. If you want glory, make sure Jamal get it. It's way over their heads, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the way the universe works. The way the universe works.
I got it. I caught it. I'm receiving. And I'm running with it.
The people ready to receive it definitely caught it, just like you. If you want blessings, be blessings. Okay. If you don't want it, you do what you want to do. But everybody take the challenge. Your money need to grow up 10% today. As for me, I'm learning a new skill set because I have a lot of people. Grace, give me 1 minute. I have a lot of people, Tommy, that are dependent on me. And it's Deanna knows it's heavy. 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 I went to go see my mama last night. Heavy, like 10 o'clock last night. Heavy. My biological mom. Thanks to Phil for saying his biological mom passed on, because it convicted me to inconvenience myself. So I was there at 10 o'clock last night for sure, in a whole other city, nowhere near my bed. And only thing I said to Deanna, I said, I just got to increase my ability to earn, to do everything I got to do. Now, imagine how much I need to increase my ability to earn when I'm earning well. This is how much help people around me need. Thank you, Grace. You just told me time is up. Therefore, if I'm saying I need to increase my ability to earn, I don't know what you're saying, but it better be in that same energy. Tony O. T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you all so much. We will see you tonight for Phil and Susan. Oh, yes, please.
So much love.
Tonight we've got your wins and your challenges. That's one of my favorite parts, because that's like improv for me. I don't know what you're bringing to the table, and hope we've got Susan and I, we've got an answer for you. Then we'll finish. We still haven't finished out our gratitude list, but we're grateful that we still have it to finish out. And then Antonio is going to give us a little bit of the taste of the greatest story never told, which was a friend of mine. I met him in 1973 or 74. And it's a book that takes astrology, psychology, and theology and brings them together. So, so he's going to share some of his insights to reading that book. And I'm really looking forward to seeing his perspective. And then at some point, we'll have Ron on one of these calls, or I have a special call that he's on, because I'm going to expose him to every one of you, because it's a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm in as detail as possible tonight. Thank y'all so much. We appreciate you. Let's have everybody on that call. And love you all, everybody. Y'all have a good one.
Love y'all. Bye. Thank you.
All right, everybody.